Welcome to Champagne Gains, the podcast where we pop the cork on the world of fitness competitions, lifestyle, and everything in between. I'm your co-host, Beckyn Mickelson, nutrition coach, personal trainer, and NPC bikini competitor.
And I'm Kiki, IFBB pro bikini athlete and coach. Together, we'll be guiding you through the ins and outs of what it takes to shine on the stage and life, while keeping it real and having a little fun along the way.
From prepping for the big day to enjoying the post-show treats, we're going to cover it all. We'll also be talking about food, fitness, and how to balance this unique lifestyle with our everyday lives.
Plus, we'll be inviting some special guests to join us on the show, fellow competitors, coaches, and others in the industry who can share their wisdom and stories with us.
And of course, we'll be getting personal and sharing our own experiences, successes, and struggles as we train and compete in this exciting world of fitness competitions.
So grab your favorite glass of bubbly and let's get ready to dive into today's episode of Champagne Gains.
Light this bitch up. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Champagne Gains with Coach Beckyn
and Coach Kiki. And I want to be the first person to say on the podcast, welcome, Coach Beckyn, Beckyn_Bikini, your 2024 NPC Midwest Championship overall bikini winner.
Yes. I love it. It's not as cool as Miss Minnesota.
Yeah, it's definitely not as cool. But this show is definitely more competitive than the Minnesota show.
Yes, it was.
So it wasn't just a fluke.
Right. It was a lot bigger, a lot more competitive. And it was so much fun. Oh my gosh. I loved it. I loved it. I don't even know where to start.
It was such a good weekend. So obviously today we're just going to recap the NPC Midwest St. Louis Pro, since we were both there this past weekend.
Yes.
Kicking off Beckyn's 2024 season. So
it's wild. It came so fast. I feel like the first couple months of prep kind of were dragging. And then after coming back from Mexico, things just all of a sudden, well, then I went and, no, that was before Mexico when I saw you in Ohio. But when Kiki saw me, she's like, oh my God, you're so small.
Yeah. I don't remember what your weight was at when I saw you in person in February.
Dude, I think it was 134 still.
Yeah, it didn't really budge much.
No.
And then that weekend was kind of cascading, your prep.
Yeah.
We held a little bit after you came back from Mexico, but then it was just you just it was fast for me,
Yeah. And now it's May. I'm just so happy that we decided to do this show, being ready early, so that we could jump into this show and get Becky's feedback.
Yeah. I mean, Becky gives really good feedback. So, when we're looking at first time competitors or people who are not at your level of physique yet, it doesn't make a huge difference of what shows you go to. You just need to get your feet wet in the sport. But then once you become a seasoned amateur, we need to start being more specific about who we're putting you in front of. And obviously being in front, so for anybody not listening, we were planning on doing the NPC Pittsburgh. That is a very good show. It's a pro-am show. I mean, the IFBB NPC headquarters is in Pittsburgh. So we would have been putting you in front of Tyler Ettela, Steve Weinberger, some big level judges to get feedback. And then that show is actually a week before Junior USA's. So, that was our original plan. We weren't really thinking about Junior USA's to begin with. But, just the way that your physique was progressing, we decided to go into this show first. We knew Ben was going to be there, so that is just helpful for Kiki's anxiety. Having just someone there with an extra set of eyes, and to assist, as opposed to going into, the Pittsburgh show. But you were, I mean, you were ready. So it's
Yeah.
not like, why would we just wait
Right. Yeah.
2 extra weeks to go into the NPC Pittsburgh when, let's just hit the ground running, whether we just needed to get you qualified again for nationals. And being in front of Becky, I've had the experience of being in front of Becky as an athlete, and she gives like the best feedback. She's most of the judges are former competitors, but she's still so young, that it hasn't been that long of a time since she's stepped on stage. So she knows what the athletes, want to hear in terms of like specifics.
Right. Yeah, because mine was very specific. I mean, Kelly said, the upper glutes, just a little bit, of course, as we know, but having like fullness in my arms, like I never really would have thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah. And we were talking about that yesterday, like with Ben. It's anybody can just give someone a training program, and it's like, oh, or have a girl follow, oh, well, Laura Lee does this and Jen Dory does this, so I'm just going to do that.
Right.
And that's fine and dandy, but you really have to be individualized with, the athlete that you have, that you're working with, and making like, because I don't need to train arms, because I need to make sure like I'm still balanced and I'm not just looking like a little like
an upside down Dorito.
Yeah. So, you do have thinner arms, so it's like we got to do biceps and triceps. So
Yep.
somebody like Caitlin, for example, who was the wellness overall, she don't need to touch any weights in her arms at all. So it just kind of goes to show like you want to have a coach and a program that is very specific for you, instead of just a cookie cutter program.
Because this is so individualized. There was people like reaching out to me before, like, what are you doing for cardio? Like, dude, that's not, she's like, I'm trying to figure out how much cardio I'm going to be doing. I'm like, my cardio has nothing to do with you. Like, I don't even want to tell you because it wasn't that much. But yeah, having like, it's all individual. Like, this is not just, here's a prep plan, follow it, see what happens. Like, we are so specific with me. I mean, checking in like almost every day for like 2 weeks straight. So
yeah. And even like the peaking process. So, there are some coaches that have like templates for peaking. So you're going to deplete on Saturday and Sunday, you're going to do double cardio, you're going to, cut your carbs in half, and then, then come Monday, you add in 20 grams of carbs. And that's just the template that you follow.
right.
And I know from personal experience that does not,
that ain't it.
does not work. And it may work for a majority of people, and that's fine. And it may have you as a coach be, efficient with your time, but you're not looking at the athlete individually. Because if we would have done that for you, you would have lost all of your like size in your legs, and you would have came in too lean and too stringy. And
You don't want to do that again.
No.
Yeah, it was a really interesting, like how we peaked me this time. I mean, it was great, but just like what you've learned from Ben and everything was just totally different than what we've done in the past. I mean, not totally different, but it definitely fucking worked.
It was just the attention to detail
Yes.
and all aspects on cardio, on training, on
Mhm.
your nutrition,
Mhm.
on your posing. Like
Yes.
I kind of like kicked myself, like, and I need to like not think this way, but I'm like, damn, if I would have met Ben however many years ago, like I myself would have been in a completely different position right now.
Right.
I feel like I'm still like a brand new competitor. I think that's why I'm super excited to prep for myself, just so I can experience,
Yeah.
the prep with him.
Yeah.
Uh, but why don't you give us like a little rundown of your, peak week, and then we can like talk about when we finally got
Yes.
up
Yeah.
in St. Louis.
So obvious, I mean, peak week started on Saturday. I started checking in and so what did we do? Saturday was a high day with a burger and fries. Was it Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday. And then so that was like the first burger, like the first refeed that I've had this entire prep, which is fine. Like I was just like cruising. And so that was delish. I didn't even know where to get it from because I like moved here and was like, I don't know where a good burger is here. It was good. So we're Gucci. And then after that, we did 4 low days or like I always
They're
feel
low
like
days for
low
you.
days. They were low days. Um, and then started drinking 2 gallons of water a day, which is my least favorite part about peak week. And then Wednesday, I drove down to St. Louis, which was awful. Like, I am not going to lie. It sucked driving, it was supposed to be an 8.5 hour drive. I think it took me 10 because of all the times I had to stop and just having I didn't even like warm. I think I warmed up my food once, maybe twice. Um, but yeah, just driving, drinking all that water and not having any carbonation is just like meh. And then got to Megan's. Our friend Megan lives in St. Louis, so that was good. She unfortunately had a trip planned this weekend. But I got to see her Wednesday, Thursday. So stayed there Wednesday, woke up Thursday, went to the store to get some fish and rice, and took a really, really great crap in the store. I was like, it had just started, like my digestion had like just started slowing down, like at the end of the week before peak week. And but it
That's
sped
good.
back up that day. And then Thursday was when we started loading me a little bit more. Started eating and feeding me. And then Thursday, you got there. And then we went and trained. And then
That was fun.
Friday,
I loved the training though, it
yeah,
was so with Ben had 2 amateur clients and then 3 pros. Um and then you and me were just we were like the add-ons,
add-ons,
like
yes.
the I don't know, like stepchildren.
Yep, yep, the redheaded stepchildren.
So that was really cool. Like, I honestly wish we would have been able to train together on Wednesday with Ben too, just because that was like one of not the best training for like myself, but like it was good to just he is such a good trainer. Like
Yes.
I was like, I think I can train pretty well. But like everything that we were just being so specific on
Mhm.
certain things. I was like trying to soak it all in.
Yeah, yeah, it was really good. Like just how he explained things and like where to feel it and like it was so specific. It's definitely like so many people just go through the motions in the gym and it's like, well, this is probably right, but like having it corrected and like where to feel it, like the rep schemes and like tempo and everything it felt great. And then we post there short briefly.
That's a long story.
Yeah. Don't be entitled. That's all I gotta say. And then Friday, I slept pretty good Thursday night. Friday was just like fucking eat and rest. I just was like horizontal in Megan's bed all day between eating. And then we
Yeah.
went to the hotel, got checked in, did athlete check-ins, and then we all got tanned and went to Five Guys. And that was my second burger and fries.
Dude, Team Five Guys. That was I'm not like I've never been like a huge Five Guys
Right.
person, but it's consistent.
Mhm.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Me and Ben were running around like wild chickens on Friday, checking in on every single athlete.
Yes.
I felt so bad. I was like, I really just want to spend time with Beckyn, but I know you needed to rest. And um, and then I had my car, so me and Ben were
Right.
just taking my car to see Caitlin, to check in on Travis and Dustin and John. And I don't even think we saw Tim until like athlete check-ins. But
Yeah.
it was fun.
It was a lot.
I mean, it was like dealing with I can't count, six athletes. I'm like, we both had timers of like, okay, this person ate at this time. Okay, 60 minutes after. So this time we're gonna have to see what she looks like. And 30 minutes
Right.
later is when like Caitlin's gonna be checking in. And we were just like trying to keep each other afloat, or I was trying to keep him afloat for the most
Yeah.
part. And keep I felt like I was like his like I was definitely his assistant, but
Assistant Kiki.
I was like, okay, Ben, focus. Like, we need to go here. Okay, it's
Yes.
this time. So he could just do his job, and I was like his like uh his
Uh,
brain in terms of like the
yes.
timing and
An
schedule.
extension.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that is a lot of people to deal with. And to like, I can't like to feed and okay, how much are we feeding this person? Like just wild.
yeah.
Um,
I was making notes on my phone, like I had each person, each athlete's like
yeah.
still on my phone. I was like, okay, I just need to write this down just so we have it. So
Write that down, write that down.
yeah, yeah. But we are dealing with, two potential overalls for the
Yep.
NPC, a first-time competitor, and then three pros. So, and they're like, that's super important. Um,
Hmm.
Not saying that you guys were not important, but,
I felt
but
important.
good, good. But yeah, I feel like it went by so quick, but it was also, there was so much happening that I felt like
There's no way it couldn't happen. Besides, Saturday, it's just like hurry up and wait. But it was really, I felt like this show, it was really chill. At least
you
I
were
was chilling.
you were so cool. Cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, like I told you the night before, I don't know. I was just like laying in bed, like not stressing about it and thinking about like, oh shit, I gotta get my car insurance switched over. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I mean, I'm glad that I wasn't just a ball of anxiety. But that's kind of how I felt in Minnesota too. Like it's just you get up there and you do it, and there's no reason to be fucking anxious or like, feeling like you're being rushed and everything.
Well,
So that
a stressed body, you're going to see that on stage. Like I
yes.
remember my like last regional show and the time that I turned pro, it's you kind of like want this like big grand like stuff going on, but when you win, it's like you know you're going to win when it's just like chill. That because you're just like, all right, well, I'll go here. And then if you're like having that anxiety and like, what do I need to do? Here, whatever, like it just like that's going to stress your body out
Yeah.
more than you even realize.
Yeah, that's why I do not like having other people there with me. First of all, I just like don't invite people because I know people don't want to come to this shit. Like, who fucking cares? I don't need someone in the audience for me, you know, like, and especially because people get in their head like, oh, I gotta like deal with my family. My family wants to go here. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what your family wants, you know, like this day is about you. That day was about me, and I make it about me by being there for my fucking self and just chilling in my room by myself. Like I literally walked down there, and then they started like I think my number got called 5 minutes after I walked down there to like line up, and that is still another like hurry up and wait thing. Like they're trying to fucking rush you out of the room to go stand somewhere else for 30 minutes. And
Yeah.
if I hadn't had you guys there, I wouldn't have known like, well, I wouldn't have like pumped up properly, basically. Like if they're rushing you to line up, you're like, oh shit, I gotta get my pump up food in. And then you just like, okay, you ate that for nothing. Because
Yeah.
no one brought food down there. Those girls didn't have anything down there with them.
Yeah, and you don't need to be pumping up that far ahead of time
Yeah.
because then you're going to lose that. That's what
Yeah.
I was telling Tim, the first time competitor. I was like, you see these, like, they were like in the backstage, like the room that they had you guys in, and everyone was eating and pumping up, and I was like, yo, you're not even lined up
You're
yet, and
gonna
then
go.
line up, you're going to be actually backstage, and that is still when you don't need to be pumping up. And that was super helpful that Ben was like, no, 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 calm down. Because
Yeah.
my anxiety, I'm like, oh gosh, we got to get ready. And he was like, no, you're fine. It's literally right here. Like they will yell for your number if they need you. So by the time we got to like outside of like the backstage, we still had, gosh,
30 minutes.
minutes. Yeah, because you were just in open. So
Yeah.
like they had to do true novice and masters and
And
then
master's novice.
master's novice. And then you were class what? E?
F.
F.
Yeah.
So like I don't even think you started pumping up until class A, B.
Yeah. Open class A or B was on stage. And that was the only time that I started to get anxious was when like everyone kept moving up and Ben is like having me do kickbacks. I'm like watching, like, let me go.
I fed you your shot of fireball.
Yes. That was amazing. Um, yeah, so pump up this time. For the first one, we did 2 Reese's, or for prejudging, 2 Reese's, a sloth. Oh fuck, we're frozen. Sorry, it was frozen for a second. I don't know what that'll caught. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I knew what you were saying.
Is it frozen right now?
Not right now.
Okay.
It was.
God damn it. Annoying. Okay, so first prejudging, 2 Reese's mallow tops, the best, and then our sloths and sand. Ben loved that. He acted, like
He was
annoyed about it, but he was like, okay, she's chill, it's fine. And
that's
then
like the fun of it.
what?
That's the fun of it.
Yeah, exactly. We have to have fun backstage. Like, don't fucking do it if you're just gonna be a crabby. Or ball of anxiety. It felt so good to get back on stage though. Like it was amazing. The morning prejudging went great. They brought us out for comparisons first and then our individuals, and then they like compared us. I think
They moved. Were you in the center or did they move you right to the center?
they moved
I
me.
couldn't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. Um, So then that was over. Then I went inside my room until finals. Ate some chocolate rice cakes. I think that was it. And then, or no, that was it. And then we went down a little earlier for finals and just did it again. Well, it was like funny when just being back there and then like, okay, all of a sudden you have to eat 2 rice cakes with nut butter on them. Get that in you right now. I'm like, oh my God. And like that video of me like practicing posing while I'm chewing.
He was like, hurry. And you're like, I am hurrying.
You can't eat a rice cake that quickly. It's dry.
With nut butter. Like, that's just like,
yes, exactly. And then like, oh, sorry, the night before with the after the burger, I still had to eat another meal. Those pictures were fucking wild. Like, I could not believe that was me. But yeah, your YouTube video, the ASMR, just like eating rice cakes in bed. It's so crunchy. Put Kiki right to sleep.
yes, that was beautiful.
Yeah, so the thing at finals though was this is why we need to practice posing and make it, well, I can tell you to practice posing and make it muscle memory all I want, but you know, once even if you do that, you might still fuck up. I don't know what happened, but in my routine, I came back from the back and just signed off. Like I did my side post and I was like, but like I didn't even realize I did it. So like you can black out on stage, dude. And even like no matter how many times, luckily I didn't fuck it up at prejudging. But like it looked pretty clean in the video. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, we fucked up, but it wasn't like I like stumbled or like it was just like, okay.
Yeah, you just came back from the back into your S pose and did your sign off, and me and Ben just looked at each other. We're like, did she not hit her front pose?
Well, I saw him looking at me like on the sideline, like what the like, which first of all, like you shouldn't do because then I think I'm doing something wrong, like on the sideline. I was like, well, I don't know what's going on or what just happened. Like I had no idea. And then like the next night I was laying in bed watching the video and I was like, it took me 2 times to watch it to even realize that it happened. And then I was like, wait a second. And I was like, oh, that's what Ben was looking at me like that. I'm like,
What we need to do is put like a thing in your ear, and then we could like
yes,
tell you.
right? Because well, like when he was going like this in the audience, I was like, I'm not moving over because she just told me to stand right here. I was like, my hips.
We did. So me, Ben, and Jenna, Travis's wife, we were talking about that at their Airbnb. We're like, yo, we need to have like, you know, you might not know, in football, like they have like college, they have like these signs that have like their plays.
Yeah.
Like SpongeBob 2 or something. You know, they do like weird things. We're like, we need like flags. So like
Yes.
yellow means this or green means this. And then we were also like, but then these people are half dead, like brain dead on stage anyways, because they're like depleted. They're probably not going to remember what was yellow?
Right. Start doing something totally random.
One of my favorite things from finals was with the MC.
Yes. Oh my God, Tim Wilkins. When I came up on stage, he was like, Beckyn, and then gave me a hug before like announcing me. I was like, oh my God, I feel so special.
If people like noticed that, they were probably like, what's shady going on there? I'd be like, no, we're friendly people.
We're friendly. Yeah, he was at for those of you that don't know, he was at the Minnesota show. I don't think he was there when I one, but he was there at the one we helped with. So that's how we know him.
Yeah. I think the worst part about you winning the overall is like waiting for the overall picture.
1000%.
Because it was late.
It was so late. We didn't get out of there till like 11.
Because
But
what divisions were after you?
wellness, men's physique, whatever other one was it, classic that
Classic?
Tim did?
Classic, wellness, and then men's physique. So we had to
Yeah.
wait for 3 more finals of divisions for you to finally get on stage.
Yeah, it
And then by
was
the time
all
we got out of there, it was like so late, and we're like, okay, what restaurants are open?
right. Yeah, that was not ideal. I mean, I was because I won the overall and I got to do it, but you know, waiting for the end of the show was brutal. Because then I was just chilling, waiting for everybody. I had some Reese's, some fast breaks, and I hydrated. That's
Yeah.
what's been different this prep. Like all I care about is how good I feel, and I'm not gonna like put some shit in my body or like eat too much. That's gonna make me feel like shit. And I'm still trying to go get a pro card or go to nationals. So
Yeah, that
obviously
was
it was
probably,
easy after this show to not fuck around. Um,
but that just goes to show like how much you have matured as a human and as an athlete. You know, when we were asking you what you wanted post show, you were like, I just want some steak and champagne.
yeah,
Um, and
can't be perfect.
as opposed to, oh, I want these, I want a big pasta meal or like
Crumble cookies.
yeah, all this bullshit food. And like that's just it that made my heart happy, because it was just like seeing that progression from you as opposed to, these first time or even like second time competitors.
Yeah.
I mean, or even some seasoned competitors. I mean, I've seen pros do it too, and it just like the I don't want to say true athletes, but like the athletes who get it, like know that it's not all about what
Food.
you're post show.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that taking such a long off season is what really did that for me. I could I ate what I wanted in the off season, and even then it was still like controlled. Like I wasn't like going ham on anything, and it like technically I don't want to say got it out of my system, but just realizing like I did that for so long for this reason. So I don't need to be eating a bunch of shit. And I just like feeling good.
Yeah, you were definitely locked in this season. And when me and Ben were talking, like going into nationals, he was like, yo, she needs to be on like the strict meal plan that you give her. And I was like, yo, she's been on her own meal plan. She's not macroing in stupid shit. You've literally been eating the same thing.
Mhm.
Like, I think you've maybe had one of your high days, you did like pancake mix and mallow topping or
Yeah.
whatever. But like, other than that, you've been eating clean food. You're not
Hmm.
you're not putting bullshit in your body.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's kind of like the debate that we could get into a whole nother topic on like meal plans versus macros and things like that. And you just it was so fun to watch this like first part of this prep for you just because I knew you were like locked in. So
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry about it.
Yes. All the stress is off, Kiki.
No, no.
But yeah, I loved it. I didn't, and it's not like I'm like every time I eat, I'm like, this is the best meal ever. Like I don't understand when people are like, I can't eat the same thing 3 days in a row. I'm like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of finals, like watching the video of the overall literally made me cry. I was like, I cannot believe that is me, first of all. And like, so I get moved to the center right away. And then we're like, they tell us to turn around, and then Sweet Caroline is playing and it starts like picking up, and I was like, oh my God. And as like in my back pose, I was fucking beaming. Like, I wish there was a picture of me from the back. I was just like new at that point. And and then when she told us to turn around, I was just like on. Like, I could hear you in the video. You're like, there's the confidence. And it was just like, I love
Like,
it.
it was undeniable. Like, I think Kelly said that they knew you were going to be like the overall winner at prejudging, and I don't think he was supposed to say that,
No.
but it was so true. Like, it was just like lights out. And that, like, that moment when you turned around back to the front, when I tell all of my girls about like the confidence on stage, like that is the confidence. It's like you were like, you knew that you were going to be the overall winner.
Yeah.
And it was exciting.
It was so exciting. And then just standing on the sidelines, when Tim said something about the 2024, and I was like, thought he was like calling someone else's number. I was like, that's not my number. Like, oh God, he was just announcing the year. Thank God.
So I was staring at him when he was, getting ready to announce it, and he just like looked at me and like it gave me a little like he knew that I was watching him and he was watching me, and he was just like, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cute. I love it. He messaged me and he was like, I knew when I saw you or Kiki post about you being there, I knew you were gonna win.
Yeah.
It was amazing though, like all the support from everybody, and everyone was so hyped about me being back on stage. So that was another really fun part about being back. Um,
I mean, 19 months off stage.
I know, and it went by so fast.
Some
Like,
people are scared. Some people are scared to, take that much time off. Because like, oh, you're gonna get forgotten, or your body's not gonna be able to do it again. No.
that's not the case. Highly recommend taking a long time off if you need it.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what's next. So
Yeah.
we
So
got some.
not doing Pittsburgh anymore because we don't need to do back-to-back peak weeks. Our like that's like the smartest thing we could do. It's fucking expensive. And I don't need to be like, I would have been gone for so long if we did that show, just like traveling wise. So 17 days from today. Junior
Yeah.
USA's
Yeah.
and then bring it the fuck in. But that's it,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
You made my April 27th much better.
That was
Now
my
you gotta
only
give me a
goal.
birthday. You gotta give me a birthday present.
Yeah, yeah, please.
And it's going into, your, second national show. Obviously we have high expectations, but I think it's important for people to understand that yes, you've won the overall, but you're also going to be up against other girls who've just did the same thing this
Yes,
season. So, we have high hopes, and we don't want to, be disappointed if you don't get the pro card yet, because
right.
we know that you're meant to be on the national stage, and it's just when it's going to happen for you.
Yeah, that feels good. Knowing like, Becky on her sheet said like nationals. So it feels good to, like for North Americans, wasn't there. But now like it's like we have the okay, like we did it. We are meant to be on the national stage now, or like the judges think that. So here we go.
Here we go.
If you
I'm
guys have any questions or anything, or want to be prepped please reach out to Kiki. But you can find me on Instagram at Beckyn_Bikini.
And you can find me on Instagram at KeekersLaugh_IFBB Pro.
Give us a 5-star rating and review. Let us know what you think. And we will talk again soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What's up, guys? Coach Kiki here. I just wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of Champagne Gainz. If you loved this episode, please make sure you do all of the things. Like, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating and review, and share with your champagne bestie. Champagne Gainz is also brought to you by Coach Kiki LFG Gym Gear. Unlock the full power of your workouts with Coach Kiki's Let's Fucking Grow hip bands, long resistance bands, cable ankle straps, and hip thrust pads. For all of your sprinkle booty gains, check out CoachKikiLFG.com. Thanks, guys. Cheers.